Ideally, one does not do videos that do not apply to a lot of people. On the other hand, if you do a video so eclectic and out there that it applies to not even 1 in a million, there's probably not going to be a lot of competition or like other videos. I did a video on Capri and I thought it was pretty good, and yet there's so many videos on Capri. I got no views, but I do a video on a Lexus rebuilding a cooling line, oil cooling line, and a lot of views. So this one, I hate to do it because, yeah, this applies to probably maybe even no one in the entire world right now. And the only reason I'm doing it is because, one, I hate to throw away the shoes before I actually have some sort of documentation on them. And the second thing is, I know for me, if I were out there looking on YouTube and I thought, I need to find an answer to this, it'd be kind of cool if a video comes up. So if someone is out there looking for this, then obviously that's kind of cool. It presents one idea. But for every other person, and I apologize to any subscribers because this is kind of like completely useless information, although it might be interesting. So, without further ado, normally tap shoes on the bottom, as you probably may be aware, have taps about the heel and on the ball of the foot, or the toes of the foot. Actually, the ball of the foot has padding. On mine, the padding is wearing down because these are so old and I was walking on cement a lot. I mean, just had to get from one stage to the other. And that's the reason why I have not done many videos lately, is because I was doing the stage performing, so it's a hobby. Alright, so now that's fine. So your traction, I guess, will be on the rubber here, although I hear some of them nowadays don't even cover that because people want to slide even more. I don't want to slide very much. And these are nice tap shoes, at least they were. They were like $80 or something like that. Then here's the problem, is that I had to tap dance in the rain. So, well, it wasn't true rain, it was just the water falling, but basically the floor is wet, you got water everywhere, and yeah, without some sort of traction, you are going to slide or slip and fall down, and that never looks good. So, now these are my good shoes. I did not want to wear them in the rain. I mean, they're kind of old now, but they still work pretty well. I don't want to ruin them. Although, I don't know if the water really did hurt the shoes I have. Okay. So we go online and we buy these things. $28, $30. They're cheap, but they actually work. They're not as good, I guess, but they do work. They make sound, they tap. They do have the rubber there. I mean, you can kind of tell the quality. In fact, the quality was even hurting my practice board. I can kind of see that the metal is a little rougher. But you get $30, and I bought these because, actually the main reason I bought these is because I didn't want to ever be in a situation where I forgot my top shoes at home, so I wouldn't be able to practice at home and practice at the theater. So I got these guys, $30, and they work just fine. I didn't really use them for performing, although I did practice them once in a while on stage because I didn't want to ever be in a situation where I was going to use them and they're not broken in at all. And I needed to see how they felt and how they work. They work okay, but there's definitely a huge difference between this, a $30 pair and an $80 pair. And again, they have the same situation. Metal, and then the rubber there. So now these are what I was going to use for tap dancing in the rain. I think I mentioned the musical, probably didn't mention the musical, Singin' in the Rain. There probably aren't that many musicals where you actually tap dance in the rain, but that's an iconic musical, Singin' in the Rain, and if your theater's going to have rain, it's kind of cool. And if you're playing Don Lockwood, that's awesome, but you're going to come to that point where like, how do I, because this is what I can't, how do I fix a pair of shoes so I don't slip? And then one thing is not to wear tap shoes at all, since it is kind of hard to hit the taps, but it was actually worse than my dress shoes because that offered no rubber on the bottom, that was leather, and I slipped more than that. So anyway, these guys I didn't mind ruining, again $30, but I thought there's got to be a better way. Alright, I have the same exact pair. I bought another time, another $30, all the money I was spending. And the idea between this pair, this was going to be a pair for singing, tap dancing in the rain. I tried many solutions. I tried some different things, putting things on the bottom, and this turned out to be the way that actually worked. What it is there's a layer of like a cork, it's actually, technically it's a gasket, it's a cork gasket. So we have the regular rubber there, and a cork gasket there. The problem, of course, was applying it. Now, that wasn't my first option. I tried other things, double stick tape and stuff like that. The tape came off, but I had a nice piece of rubber here that I got in a gasket kit at a local hardware store, and I thought this is perfect. I will just use the super strong double stick tape, which is kind of cool. Actually stuck to the metal okay. The problem is that this is like nice, soft, and smooth, and it doesn't stick to the tape, so this is just going to come right off. And I thought, Oh great, I smell all that money. But then it occurred to me, why not try the cork board, the cork gasket? This actually does stick to the tape pretty well. The tape does stick to the shoes. And adding to that, I actually put different layers of, now this is sort of an epoxy glue. It has two, they come together, you mix them into one, and so it's a special, very hard glue. In fact, I've got some on my table, I can't get it off now. So, the glue, what I did is I used the tape in a few layers, cut them, and then I used the glue, so not in a few layers, but kind of like tape, and then tape and glue, tape and tape and glue. So the idea was, and if it starts to come off on one, it doesn't like peel the whole thing off. It kind of start and stop. So it's like actually almost like tiles. It's like long tiles. That was it. So that was what happened here. You got a layer, you got the metal, and then you've got a layer of the glue, and then you got the double stick tape. Now, after three shows, I think I did 3 shows with these, I can kind of see it starting to peel a tiny bit, but I could probably put the glue back on and get it there. It actually lasted, and no slipping at all. Now, I didn't take a lot of chances. I still was very cautious and tried not to do anything too crazy. I was always conscientious of, like, I don't know, slipping. So it kind of changes the way you move on stage. But the fact that, yeah, all the shows, these did not slip one time. I wish I'd done it the first weekend too, but I didn't. So anyway, that is an answer. If you ever are out there, you're doing a show like this, could you contact me on Make You a Pair? I don't know. I think you can make your own pair a lot easier. But now you have one idea for how to not slip in a wet stage. And again, how many people on earth right now are even going to need something like this? I mean, I don't even know what to do with these shoes. People said, no, keep them. You might need them again. I don't know. I mean, I would love to need them again. That would be a great problem to have. But I'm also thinking, I'm not a pack rat. I'm not one of those people like on the shows that have closets full of things or a home full of things. If I don't think I'm going to use something, I throw it out right away. And I don't know when I would ever use these again. So I am going to throw these out. Sad, but what am I going to do? And donate them? Who needs stuff like this? I mean, you're better off having this pair, which I don't even know what I'm going to do with this pair. I will keep my good pair. But, yeah, I do hate to. But if it comes up again, I'll just go buy some more cork, $5. The glue I'll keep, and we will fix the problem. Actually, I'll keep the tape too. So I will need more of this because I am throwing this away. I'm probably going to throw the shoes away. And we'll cover this problem again someday, hopefully. That would be great. I would love to have this. I would love to need these shoes again. But I'd be so happy if that came up, that another chance to play that same role. It's a wonderful role, wonderful show. If it comes up, great. If not, that's okay too. Now that I'm done with these, I gotta say that just, wow, this stuff sticks. I was trying to just rip it off, and where the tape is and the glue is, it just was not coming off. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely think these would have held up for a lot more shows had we had a longer run, or even in the future. But again, I'll just do this again if it ever comes up again. But for now, these guys got to go.